Welcome to No Longer Conformed. I'm Erik Garthe, and we are studying spiritual excellence, a study of practical discipleship. In this session, we'll be looking at Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Excellence stands alone in crowds. Let's read our text. Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. It would be good to consider these verses closely. First, this truth is primarily for Christians. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, apart from a personal faith in Jesus Christ, it is impossible to succeed in an effort against the world. Your power is not enough. Only God can transform you. Second, there is an urgency in this message. I beseech you. No one ever just walked away from conformity. And then third, the urgency is related to sacrifice, a living sacrifice, holy. Sacrifice is letting go of something important to us, surrendering control of it. A holy sacrifice, a living sacrifice. The problem, my home church pastor Merle Boydnott would say, the problem with living sacrifices is that they keep climbing down off the altar. And then fourth, the sacrifice touches the total person. Present reveals a decision on the inside. Your bodies, that's the outside. If you're to live a victorious and excellent Christian life, your total being must be together on the sacrifice. And then fifth, the sacrifice is basically a spiritual one, your reasonable service. Don't misunderstand. If you are a Sunday Christian, you will not be successful standing alone when you are outnumbered. Every day, all week, all month, all year, give God your eyes, your ears, your senses, your desires, all the parts of your body. Ask Him to take control of the areas. And then sixth, the sacrifice is practical and radical. Do not be conformed to this world. That's practical. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's radical. What does it mean to be conformed? The outward. What does it mean to be transformed? The inward. The world system is committed to several objectives: money, fame, power, and pleasure. Its produce is profanity, immorality, alcohol, and drugs. Listen, your good will not rub off on them, but their bad will rub off on you. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 33 warns, do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. The danger of peer pressure is not new. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 10 through 15. So it shall be when the Lord your God brings you into the land of which He swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you large and beautiful cities which you did not build, houses full of all good things which you did not fill, hewn out wells which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant. When you have eaten and are full, then beware, lest you forget the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. You shall fear the Lord your God and serve him, and shall take oaths in his name. You shall not go after other gods, the gods of the people who are all around you. For the Lord your God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Lord your God be aroused against you and destroy you from the face of the earth. Watch out. Notice the warning in verse 15 when you're tempted to go along with the crowd. Lest the anger of the Lord your God be aroused against you and destroy you from the face of the earth. Let me give you 4 principles, practical for today, from this passage. Getting something for nothing can very quickly develop into irresponsibility. Who needs God? Irresponsibility creates a careless attitude. Beware lest you forget the Lord. Carelessness leads to a loss of standards. Fear the Lord your God and serve him. A loss of standards ultimately results in insecurity. Go after other gods. There is danger with children and grandchildren raised in the church. This truly is. This is a danger with children and grandchildren who are raised in the church. A family who cares, a good church, spiritually fed, no struggle with theology. They can get picky and spoiled and, yes, careless. How do you fight against this downward pull? By passing down the faith personally. I am responsible even if no one watches. I must not forget my deliverance by God. I am accountable to God wherever I am. I get my standard and my security from Jesus. Listen, it takes courage to think alone, to resist alone, to stand alone, especially if the crowd seems safe and right. You have a great day.